so much for joining me for this Get Ready With Me featuring my April favorites. Hopefully this is not posting at the very end of April, like March. It was the very end of March. No, it was the very end of April. Oh gosh, I hope this is not posting at the very end of May because I was shifting videos around and then it just kind of got pushed really way until the end of the month. So this is the April favorites. Thank you so much. And in this video, I'm going to show you all of those items that I talked about in action. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and start with a little bit of moisture on my lips because they're a little dehydrated, and this has a lovely balmy texture. I haven't used it that much on camera, but I actually wore this last night and got a compliment on it. The person who noticed this lip color, she noticed we had similar coloring, wanted to know what shade this was, and she wanted to actually see the product itself and took a picture of this side of it so she could buy it. So if you are my coloring, this might be something you're interested in, but I'm gonna apply this first. I think I applied it with a lip liner first, and then I don't know. Yeah, that video probably went up already. I tried it on again without a liner. And you can see it's a beautiful, like, punchy color, but I'm going to start with that first just so we can get a little hydration on there. We'll go in with a lip in a little bit, but I already started off with this. This is not necessarily a favorite because I just am starting to experiment with this and see how it goes. It's a liquid sun shield broad spectrum SPF 50 because we're going out in a little bit here, but it's not really showing a white cast, is it? And then this is the dropper it comes in, and it's like a more fluid formula, but it's not runny or anything like that. I have that on my face, and I believe it's a mineral sunscreen. Yeah, mineral sunscreen, and it also is a brightening mineral sunscreen, which I like. I've tried some like that before, but didn't fall in love with the product. It's a little still hydrating on the skin, so I'm gonna go in with this, and it's a little tricky in the summertime because it gets more hot and humid, and then my skin can tend to be more oily. So I'm going in with this Chanel Illuminatrice base that I've been talking about a lot. I'm gonna go in with this on the center where I do get more oily, just to control that. And I have had this on for about, 30 minutes so far. I just wanted to give it some time to work into the skin. Now, I was so glad to try this again, the Armani Luminous Silk. Really great foundation still compared to some of the newer technology out there. This is not a new product, but I love the shade match on me, and it's a beautiful satiny finish. Just taking a Shiseido brush here. And this is 7.5. It's a really great shade. My forehead's always a little bit lighter, so I'm gonna go in with this Terracotta Le Teint, and I really like this one. I just wish I had picked up a different shade. Actually, let me show you. This is the Terracotta 4N, and then this is, I'll show you side by side the difference. So here's 4N in the Terracotta, and then this is 7.5 in the Armani. So you can see the difference there. They do remind me a little bit of each other. Nothing new with concealers. I've got the Clay de Peau, the Sephora number 57 brush. Great concealer brush for larger areas. Next up, the Chanel Eye Concealer. Really transforms the whole thing with the darkness under the eyes here. Shade 40. Huge difference. And then let's do a little bit of La Prairie. And I use all 3 Sephora Pro concealer brushes for my concealers now. This one is number 45. We just are almost finished with our summer planning. We haven't traveled in a while, but my dad is turning 80 this year, so we're gonna take a trip. And of course I will take you along with us, but let me know what your summer plans are. If you're going anywhere, staying home, I'd love to know, because I'm always looking for places that we can visit that are unique. Maybe not the even third place we might visit, but I'd love to know your recommendations. Going in next with the Clé de Peau powder, and I mentioned that the applicator is kind of flimsy feeling, but it does a really good job of getting this as close to the skin as possible for a smoother texture. I feel like they could make this shape better though, because it's a little bit tricky to get in these corners here. I don't know exactly what shape that would be, but something different than this. So that plus the Perfect Blur powder. I know this is excessive, but I love my powders. I feel like the Perfect Blur powder works very well with this. Extra Smoothing Perfecting with the Perfect Blur powder by Chantecaille. Going in with brows as usual, so I've got my Chanel Brow Duo, still loving that, plus my Dior Show On-Site Brow. And then we'll be back for a really quick eye look, and then one of my favorite parts, cheek, and then lip. Okay, and then I also went in with a little bit of the REVITALASH. I love this high def brow pencil, just for the front, because it needed a little bit more precision, so went in with that. I am really enjoying these Victoria Beckham, although there are three that I'm just gravitating towards in general. So we're gonna go in with Pecan first. And I love putting this as just a crease color, and then I'll go in with mascara and be done. So quick and easy, and it sets really nicely. So just go right in that crease, and then I take my clean hands and I just smudge the edges here and work that into this area and kind of soften. And then that's it. That's why I love this so much. And I'll just kind of push it around a little bit if it needs to be evened out a little bit. But it just builds dimensions so quickly, and then it stays in place. And then I know there's gonna be questions about which ones are better. Laura Mercier, Bobbi Brown, Victoria Beckham. So we'll do a comparison. Oh, I still need to do the Hourglass. I haven't done that yet. As of the filming of this, I have not used the Hourglass eyeshadow sticks yet. I'm looking at them right there. So that'll be in an upcoming video. It looks like I have enough in the eye area without adding anything else, but I'm gonna go ahead and add. So we're gonna go in here with Bottle Green. I'm gonna go really close to the lash line intensely. And then I'm going to use, again, clean hands and just smudge that in. But you can see it's not like a green color. None of the greens that I've tried recently are actually green. They're more like a khaki green. I know it says bottle green, but even bottle green to me looks more green. I just lost all of the implements. Yeah, that's what you heard. I just lost all of the implements to this because I'm using it as a mirror. That is the only thing I don't like about this. Not the only thing, but I've several times lost them or misplaced them because they fall out of there. Almost done. We're gonna go in with Caramel, which I wouldn't expect would have some glow to it, but it does. It's a lovely color. Just right in the middle. And I'm also going to take this one in Oyster, and we're gonna add a little bit more glow just to the center. Yeah, that's a great one to have just to add a little bit more dimension. Just taking an eyeliner brush, I went in with Bottle Green here. Took a little bit of that on the end. Use that as an eyeliner. Then I'm just going to add some Chantecaille FUCHSIA Longest Lash Mascara. Of course, I cleaned up with Clé de Peau in the corners as always. We're going to go in though with this beautiful bronzer by Hermes, and I'm taking this Fenty Beauty brush to help with placement just right up here. I love the warm tone of this bronzer. I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit of the number 51 in the Giorgio Armani blush. Get a little pop of color here. And then we're gonna take this beautiful blush. This is the Illuminating Blush Powder by Chanel. And we're gonna go ahead and layer that. And take this Rephr number 18 brush. I just like to go easy on this one because it does have an extra amount of glow. So let's just buff that in with the excess powder on this brush. Just intensifying here the lip product. It does build nicely too if you want to build this up. You can have it more sheer or build it up. And that's it for the final look. And it is a lot more perfected, so it went really well with this product underneath. So this is one I'm experimenting with. I'm also experimenting with the other one I got, the Soleil Toujours, I believe it's called. So I'm testing both of these out, both with and without foundation. So you'll get an update on those. Thank you so much for all of the recommendations on the SPF, because it's one of those things that I'm constantly looking for. I'm looking for the holy grail of SPF for my skin tone, for my skin type, and my skin needs. As for my favorites, if these are your favorites too, I'd love to know any application tips or anything that you've learned about these products if they are also your favorites. But that is it for today's video, so please take care of each other, stay well. If you enjoyed this video, if you learned something, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you next time.